that was that clip. Now there's me, and then there's another clip, and then there's me a little bit more, and all of that stuff. Thanks for making it this far into the video. Yeah, you saw a lot of different kinds of RC cars that were flying over the jumps and all of that stuff. I didn't have an RC car in that clip because obviously I was the one with the little camera. But that's the way that was. So it was kind of a chaotic experience. I've been there 4 times now on that little RC car track, indoor carpet track. It's actually a dog show area, but the RC car club borrows it or rents it or something. It costs money to go there, so they rent it, and then we get to go there with our little toy RC cars. There were the those professional boogie style things. Then there were some short course truck vehicles, and then there was even an on-road car in that clip. And also on some of the experiences, not that I didn't record, there were even people with their little toy 18 scale little toy cars and stuff like that. So the impression that I had got of going to a carpet track was completely debunked. It was very unpretentious and very, very informal. It was chaos. It was a huge mess, and there were no rules, and there was no sort of, there was of course a little bit of order in it. There was some respect, you know. You don't run in front of other people's cars and all of that stuff. So yeah, I showed up. First time I showed up with my TRF 201, and that was sort of like the closest that I could get. I had bought some proper tires for it and all of that stuff. I gave it a whip around, and boy was it amazing. It really drove like a dream until I smashed the rear end of it. I was able to repair the rear end, but I was out for that day. Then I came back the next day, well, a couple of weeks later, the next track day. I got quite a lot of laps in, but then I smashed it again. This time the whole bulkhead is broken, and the shock tower is broken, and there was absolutely no way of fixing it. Still can't find parts for it. But that was a really good start. It was a really good experience to come there and drive pretty much a real racing buggy in a real environment. So that was good fun. I couldn't find parts for it. I started to speak to people. So what I did then, I was looking at what they got and sort of like, what do I do? I wanted to have one of those fancy buggies, but I also wanted to be just a little bit more realistic, just a little bit more humble about it. And I ended up with one of these from the brand we don't mention at the moment. So the model name is Slash, and obviously it doesn't look like a Slash because I don't like the way a Slash looks, so I made it look different. And I drove it first with the stock tires, which was very slidey and all that stuff. Eventually I got these little spiky spike sort of things, and I ended up getting quite a good experience with this little thing, clumsy beast. It had some advantages. One of them, it didn't break. 2 times I was there with this, and I had it must be hundreds of laps, and 3 battery stick packs went through it each time. So it was quite a lot that I drove this thing. I think I'll take a break from my my babbling. I'll give you a break from my babbling, and then I'll roll a little clip that I made with this thing. yeah, so in that clip, I sort of managed to film and drive at the same time. And that's what I spoke about. My talent doesn't really reach that far, and I did some really terrible driving, especially on that second lap. And then what I caught on camera there actually pretty much showed my experience being there those 4 times, because of my description that it was utter chaos. So, you know, I go there, then I crash the car, then I'm like, okay, I can't set it down there and start driving because I need to get back to where I'm standing. So I grab the car with me, then I see one of those buggies had flipped over, and then I'm like, okay, nobody else is there to flip it over. I go flip it over. Then one of those other short course trucks, which luckily didn't look like a short course truck, it comes over and hits me, and then I throw that back on there, and another guy comes past, and then eventually I'm like, okay, now I can go and drive again and get the experience out of it. And that's what it's all about. That's the experience, and going and trying something like this. And like I spoke about in a previous video, that the winter is just depressing and hard. So the opportunity to go and try this out was amazing. The other thing that you saw in that clip, you can go back and view it again if you want, was that when I got to the jump, then I actually braked before the jump, and then I accelerated to the jump, and I kept the throttle on all the time, because otherwise this here clumsy thing would just go boom, nose dive, and that would be no good. It's just awkward to, you know, you try to minimize the times when it lands on the roof, because obviously it's annoying, and you lose but you also look like a fool. So trying to avoid all those things. So yeah, I had good fun with this, sort of learning a little bit about how to drive, how to keep the nose up by throttling. I didn't think I could do that with a rear wheel drive, but I can. So that was an interesting experience. So yeah, spring is upon us. Good times are ahead. I actually have a few clips that I can play up in the corner here. I was out with a little Kyosho Beetle, and it got a rip, that's for sure. I had the gatekeeper out also. I had some good time on that rock again. So I have one more. There is one more booking for that indoor track, and I am more than ever looking forward to it. Not because of that big fat slash, but actually because I have here something special. This is an X-Ray. This is an XB2 X-Ray. It's a rear wheel drive, one of the fancy buggies, one of the main machines on the track. You know, this is, and it's mine. I bought it. It's the 2019 model. It's a used, and obviously I need to give it a really nice paint job. The body on the car that I got, it was very edgy and very, it was ugly. Then I was lucky I found this one from Penguin. I'll try to hold it up against the t-shirt. Look at that. Look at that. It looks great. I'm looking forward to paint this thing. It's got the motor from the TRF 201. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a real special experience. It's gonna be great. I hope. Who knows? There's only one time to take this out. I get one shot at making it work, making it drive. I have to manage to not break it because I don't have parts for it. I have to keep my fingers crossed that we actually have the little doggy circuit for the cars also. All of that stuff. So hopefully there's going to be a part 2 to this video. There will be, no matter how this goes, there will be some sort of talk about how it all went down. So that was that. Thanks for watching. It's enough of this. It's been a long video. Thank you.